Hello, I'm PJ Bishop, and welcome back to this Boston Red Sox series. We are now going to go and discuss our lineup, which I like much better than our staff. As you can see here, that's my right-handed split and my left-handed split. Very similar in names up there. I do like the lineup, so let's go over what we have here. So let's start with the right-handed side, because that's the side I care about the most. We play mostly righties. Leading off for us is Justin Turner. He's an old timer, but he's able to get it done. Slightly, still above average, slightly. Got him at first base as well. It's an easy position for him to kind of retire in and set into without having to do too much effort. Kind of like Bryce Harper in the Phillies. Now, Bryce Harper has settled in quite nicely at first base over in Philadelphia. It's not as taxing, It's if you have the decent enough skills to stay in the infield, because you don't have to make any long throws. It's not the hot corner; it is the cold corner. But offensively, they're still definitely good enough to contribute. He is. I have him leading off because he's got just enough of everything where he should be a pretty solid on-base machine. And he can steal a base or two. So he's not a blazer, but he can steal bases. And he's actually good on the base path. So overall, I expect him to do pretty well. How's he done with the dog? Yeah, it hasn't had worse than 278 the last few years. The OPS has gone down a little. But overall, he looks like he should be a solid leadoff man for us against righties and lefties, actually. And then batting number 2 here, and then number 3 against lefties is our left fielder, Masataka Yoshida. I like him a ton. Not the greatest defender, but offensively, I do like him because he's not going to strike out, and he still attracts walks. He should be a high average guy, and he's got pop too. So overall, he's a good hitter. I do like him. He was a little expensive, $15 million a year, but I think he'll be worth it. He should definitely advance our runner. That's why I have him batting second, because he's going to put the bat to ball. He's not going to strike out, so the ball will be in play. I think he's an excellent number 2. At number 3, and our third baseman is Rafael Devers. By far our best hitter, as you can see here. He is definitely the best hitter. He's got really good contact. He's got really good gap power. He's got elite home run power. Can't strike out a little bit, but nothing like too egregious, and still does attract enough walks. And surprisingly, he can steal. For a third baseman at 6 foot 240, a pretty big boy, he can steal. Silver Slugger a couple of years back, an All-Star last year, so 2 in a row he was an All-Star. He's good. He is someone we like, and I'm glad we got him tied up for years to come. Because that power will play. This will all play for years. He'll be an excellent number 3 for at least the next 6 to 8 years. I mean, I don't see anybody. We don't have anyone on our roster, I don't think, in our entire organization right now that's going to be anywhere near him. So he's safe. A number 4 cleanup hitter, center fielder, Adam Duvall. He is a home run guy. He's got really good home run power, and that's what he is. He is a home run power. Is susceptible to the strikeouts, but his power is what I'm looking for here at the number 4 spot. Hopefully we can get some more home runs out of him the last couple of years. When was he an All-Star? He was an All-Star in 2016. He's a Gold Glove winner in right field not that long ago. But he's center fielder for us. I like his range. Can be a little inconsistent in the center field with his air, but his range might make up for that. He's our best option there. At number 5 and hitting DH is Tristan Casas. He's not a very good infielder. He could be a good third baseman. Even then, I wish if this was higher a little bit, a tick or 2 higher. Maybe this was a tick higher. Third base would be a really good option for him, but he's He could be an excellent first baseman. Currently, the number 20 overall prospect. He won't be a prospect for long because he's already pretty darn good developed. Home run power is getting there. He's going to have good contact. He's going to attract a lot of walks. Will strike out a little bit here and there, but nothing too egregious again. But hopefully he's going to develop into a really nice hitter for us. A really good first baseman, kind of your prototypical first baseman, power kind of guy. So really looking forward to having him for years to come, as he's only 23 years old. And batting number 6, our shortstop is Christian Arroyo. I do like him. Not necessarily as a shortstop. I don't think he's that good of a shortstop, but he's the best thing we have right now. I believe Trevor Story is out, so that's a big reason why. But for $2 million, I think this is an absolute bargain. Because I don't think this will ever get to 65. I doubt it. It's just he's kind of beyond developing years by now. He is what he is. And he's pretty darn good. He can hit. He's got he's got the gap power, which is what you need for doubles. And he will hit a home run here or there. And he's not going to strike out. He's also can steal a base, and he's decent defensively. But would rather have him. I wouldn't even say he's that great of a shortstop or second baseman. Just judging by this. Hitting number 7, our second baseman, Enrique Hernandez. Again, he's speaking of a utility, he is first, second, third, short, left, center. Every position. I don't think I've ever seen one with every position that I didn't force. I didn't force this. This is just how he came. He's capable of playing that's insane. And he's not bad. He's not bad. As a hitter, he's not bad. He's like above average. He's kind of good at everything. Not great at anything, but he's just kind of good at everything. So this is what I mean. And this is at the bottom of my lineup. So I'm liking my lineup. Like top to bottom, it is not bad. Is he $10 million? I don't think so, but it's what I have. So I don't see us renewing this contract for $10 million. I'll probably see what's out there in free agency. Batting number 8, our right fielder is Alex Verdugo. 26 years old. He's got a cannon for an arm, so he's an excellent right fielder. Just not really your prototypical right fielder. As his really, there's no home run power, and his contact is just a little. So offensively, he's not that great for a corner. If he had a little bit more outfield range, a little bit more air, if these two were a little bit higher, I would have loved to put him at center field. But right now, that arm plays at right. But he himself is not what you would consider a prototypical right fielder as far as his offensive capabilities. Usually, you want a better offensive player in right field, and especially for $6.3 million. I think it's a decent amount for nothing great. He's not going to strike out, which is good, but I don't think it's the greatest thing. I don't really see the 3 stars here. I see somebody that's average, maybe. I don't know. Defensively, he's great at right field or left field. And then our number 9 hitter and our catcher is Connor Wong. And I kind of like him, especially as a catcher. He can steal bases too, which is kind of rare for a catcher. Not the best catcher as far as defensive capability is concerned, but if you're not going to be a good defensive player, you got to make up for the offensive side, and he does. Contact is there, power is there, gap power is really there, and he can steal. So he's really, overall, I think is good, and he's on a minor league contract. So this is what you would want, and that's number 9 hitter. So even our bottom of the lineup is looking good. So that's what we have here, and I like it. I actually like our Our offense, top to bottom, I think it's good enough to compete. It's just a matter of pitching holding up. Let's see. Who are our backups? I know. Oh, left fielder Rob Riff Snyder. I think I said that right. He's a solid outfield backup. Nothing great. Good price for a backup. Can't complain. Right fielder Ramil Tapia. He has no pop whatsoever. He is your on base guy. He can hit, not strike out. So it should be a fairly high average guy who can steal bases. He's never going to be a home run threat. He doubles and triples is what you're going to get out of him. Doubles and triples. And then our backup catcher is Reese McGuire. Now, he is a much better defensive catcher. He is the defensive catcher, and as you can see, his offense really isn't that great. So, you got to be good defensively, and he is. Because offensively, he's much less of a threat. But he does look... I mean, last year he played really well. A 337 average? I mean, only in 36 games, but still, that's pretty darn good. If he can do this, then that's a steal for $1.2 million. And then our final player is second baseman David Hamilton. Nothing exciting about him. He is a threat on the base paths. Maybe if I need a pinch runner, it's late in the game, I need to put a runner in scoring position, this will be the guy I would use. But he's kind of an infield utility player. That's just okay. A little bit of everything. He's more of a second baseman, which is what he is, second baseman. He's a really good second baseman. Offensively, just not there. If he was a really good shortstop, if this was 60 arm, he would be a good shortstop. And I wouldn't mind his inadequate offense for his really good shortstop play and his ability to be a threat once he's on the actual base pass. Which wouldn't be often, but he would be a threat. That's it for the lineups. Let's check out my prospects that I'm excited for. We do have a few of them. A little list called Top Prospects. These are guys that I think will be above average major league players. We'll start with our first baseman here, Blaze Jordan. He's got potential to be a contact guy, home run guy. He's going to be a good overall hitter at first base. Although I don't know if he'll have to move eventually, because Tristan Casas is going to have first base locked up for years to come. Our second baseman, and then we have a second baseman, and that was in Double-A, so he's quickly approaching the majors. And then in High A, we have Marcelo Meyer at second. Yes, I moved him to second. I moved him from shortstop to second. He's never played second, or at least not as far as his game is saying. Because if he's ever played a position, it would be up here. Even if it was for one game, it would be up here. And it'd probably be very low because he's got to get used to it. But I think he's a better second baseman than he's going to be a shortstop. Even though he could be a shortstop, he'd probably be our best shortstop right now if I put him in. But I think it was 3.5 as a short. And then when I moved him to second, he actually gained a tick, which makes him look better. And I thought he was better at second baseman. He's currently number 24 overall prospect. I do like him. Offensively, I think he'll be good. Not great, but I think he'll be good. I think he's a really good defensive. He's like, overall, he's a really good player. That's all I can say. Overall, he'll be a really good player. And then we have a third baseman in rookie ball. Third baseman at the Florida Complex. We have Cutter Coffee. He can take all the time he wants to develop because we've got a third baseman kind of locked up there. Although he looks like he's going to have a lot of power as well. He's not going to be quite good as Rafael, but he's going to have some power. He'll be a pretty solid, good overall hitter. Just not quite as good as Raphael. And I don't know if we can ever find him another position. We may have to find him another position if he ever plans on maybe second base. Maybe second base. I don't know. Then we have left fielder Nick York up in Double-A Portland. And he looks okay. I wasn't too excited about putting him in it was hard to find a position for him that he was good. He's not really that good at anything. And his bat isn't going to be crazy good. So he's one of those borderline players that may or may not make it. He should, but we don't know yet. In low A, we have center fielder Miguel Blees. I do like him. I think he's a good center fielder. He's got the range. He's got the air. I wish the arm was a little stronger, but the range is fine. And he's going to be a solid hitter. I think he's better than 3 stars. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe because the discipline to avoid Ks is not that great. Because his contact is going to be pretty good. His home run power is going to be pretty good. Well, it's going to be good, not just pretty good. They're both going to be good. He's an excellent defender, and he's a threat on the base pass. Only thing holding him back is his eye discipline and his avoid Ks. If those were a little higher, I think the game would have rated him higher. 4 stars maybe, but I like him overall. Just kind of not too excited about this. This I'm excited about. This I'm excited about. And this I am excited about. It's just this is the only thing kind of holding him back. But he plays very well. Batted over 300 last year. Had a nearly 900 OPS. So I don't think he's struggling too much. I think he'll be fine. Then we have another center fielder, Sidani Rafaela, I think. Got him up in AAA Worcester. He is for sure a center fielder. With range and air like that and an arm, he's got pretty much everything you need for a center fielder. He'll be an excellent center fielder. Obviously, he'll be a perfect left fielder. But he's overqualified to be your left. If I had 2 of these guys, then yeah, you put him at left. But he's overqualified for left. I do like him offensively. Doesn't look like he'll be all that great offensively. What's going to carry him is his defense and his his threat once he's on base. But yeah, unfortunately, offensively, it doesn't look like he's going to be that big of a threat. He's more, and he's got some good utility as well. So he's a good utility player at least you can use him more than just a backup. So, but it's hard not. I mean, that's just too much. At center field too, which is a valuable position. And then our last player is a DH, Brooks Brannon. Got him down at the Florida complex. He is terrible at everything. This is like his best stats right here too. But as far as DH is concerned, he's gonna have elite home run power. He'll have above average contact. His walk rate will be pretty good. It will be good. It'll be really good. But he will be susceptible to striking out. But his home run power is going to be elite. But unfortunately, the only thing he fits is DH, and that's not a lot of value to me. Just being a DH is not that much value. Plenty of guys can DH. It's because he doesn't provide anything on the base pass, nothing defensively. Just elite home run power is all he's going to have, and I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. He's a long way from developing. He is far off from major league level. He's not even ready for a low A ball. So that's it. I think it's time for me to start playing. Probably every 40 games or so basically the quarter of us. Oh, actually, I think at the end of the month because we got March, April. So every month we'll check back and see how we're doing. Or if anything important happens, like if I do the draft, obviously I'll recap the draft, let you know who I drafted. But aside from that, I will see you in the next video.